Hello, Laura Weigel here, and I wanted to talk to you today about this beautiful full moon in Gemini that we're having. And to me, this full moon is very special because it's the last full moon of 2019, but it's also the last full moon of this entire decade. So I have some crystal recommendations and what I feel the energies are about for this full moon, and some ceremony suggestions that I want to cover in this video. So if this is something that interests you and you want to see more videos like this, then you can share this out with your friends and subscribe and hit the little bell to get notifications as well for more videos like this. So just to get started, this full moon being in Gemini, Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which Virgo is also ruled by Mercury, which happens to be my sign. But Mercury meaning it's very much about communication. Gemini is also an air sign, so it's very airy. It's connected more like with our crown chakra about thoughts and ideas and sharing those thoughts and ideas and connecting with others. It's also a very social sign. The flip side is that it can be very hard to make decisions. It can be very hard to stay grounded and in the moment. They're very much about learning and freedom, play, and new ideas. Okay, so full moons in general are about releasing. The reason being is that it's illuminating and shining the light on areas of our life that we need to release to grow. But this one's really amplified because we're thinking in terms of a new year. So it's kind of like we're releasing, but we're releasing with the idea of what's the new beginning going to be, what could be holding us back. And it's very much about tapping into our subconscious. That's what shining the light is on it, because a lot of times what we need to release or what's holding us back, we don't know. It's subconscious. And we're looking through everything through our lens, through our pain points, through our childhood, through the experience that we've brought to us. So sometimes it's nice to even talk to other people. You know, what patterns are you seeing me in my life, and then reflecting that back for them as well. With this being a Gemini full moon, it's very much about connection and relationships. So this would be a really good time to really connect with somebody else and do some growth together. You know, where could I grow, and let me help you see where you could grow, but in a very constructive way, right? Not where we're criticizing or putting down, but where we're coming together to grow. So that being said, I want to talk about some crystals, and my first one is clear quartz. So I'm recommending 4. I try to keep them small, but this time I'm recommending 4 instead of my traditional 3. Clear quartz is an amplifier. It is connected to our crown chakra. It's going to help to amplify and bring in more ideas, and really amplify our intention going into 2020. So clear quartz it is. Keeping clear thoughts too, right? So as we're thinking, because we're not really our thinking mind, we're like the thoughts behind that, we're the observer. But as we're allowing in different thoughts into our mind and deciding which thoughts that we're going to attach to or feed, clear quartz can really help with that, okay? Which brings me into my next recommendation, which is fluorite. This is like mainly a purple and white fluorite. Fluorite comes in many, many different colors. I recommend fluorite because it really helps with decision making. It's also connected with our crown chakra, mental focus, mental clarity. And again, with a full moon being in Gemini, it will bring in the energies of kind of being all over the place and kind of spacey. So by combining 2 heavy duty, in my opinion, crown chakra crystals, that should help balance that out and bring in some more mental clarity, help with some decision making. If you've read any blogs about this full moon, they'll say don't make any decisions right now, especially any rash decisions. So this will help with that. Okay, my other recommendation is turquoise, and I don't really have that in a beautiful stone to show you, so I'm showing you in some jewelry. Oops. And turquoise is the birthstone for December. Of course, we're in December right now. It is considered a master healing stone. It's been used for centuries, especially by Native Americans, Navajo Indians especially. They believed that it was a very protective stone. They believed in it helped protect them when they would travel, when they were nomadic and moving around a lot. It's also connected to our throat chakra, which right now, being ruled by Mercury, it's a very communicative time. We're out of Mercury retrograde, so it's time to kind of have those conversations that we've been holding off on, or possibly we had them during Mercury retrograde and we shouldn't have. But turquoise is that stone that's really going to help bring about more healthy communication and really help combat some of the fear with the communication. And think of it in, yes, it's also a stone for traveling and safety, but we're traveling through our thoughts and what we're going to communicate and dissecting all of that. And that's why I chose turquoise. And then lastly, that brings me to sunstone. This can be a heavy time energetically, just with what's going on with the moon, but just in dynamics of it being the holiday season and with families. And as we're really connecting to that crown chakra and that Gemini energy, which can be very creative, communicative, but it's reminding us not to be dogmatic and so strict with it and to play. Always tapping into that energy of play and fun-loving, and it's just very energetic, and it also is used to help combat seasonal affective disorder, which some people can get depressed during this time of year when we don't have a lot of sun and it's gray and it's cloudy. It's not here in Las Vegas, but I have a family member that's severely affected by seasonal affective disorder, even changed out the light bulbs in their house for that. So those are my 4 recommendations for this full moon in Gemini. I recommend also, I wish I could reach him from here with my, do you see Ganesh right here in the corner? I recommend that if you want to do a full moon ceremony, that this is a great time to put your crystals outside if you want to add an extra oomph to them, like a charge for them, because the moon is full because it's reflecting the sun. So it's going to give them some nice energy. You can also make some moon water or an elixir. Basically, it's overcomplicated online. Pick your favorite crystal, especially a quartz-based crystal. Some are too soft for water, but if you stick to a quartz-based crystal, smoky quartz would be great. Rose quartz, clear quartz, carnelian would all be some great, citrine would be some great stones that you could start with. But anyway, putting that in the water, setting it out under the full moon, and you've made yourself some moon water. You can take that water internally and just, you can use that for the energy aspect of it or as a reminder aspect of it. You can take your crystal, program it, meaning simply just giving it a job. And that's it. And journaling, right? And with the full moon, the journaling's a little bit different than with the new moon. With the full moon, typically you burn it afterwards because you're releasing. And so you're sending it out to the universe. Whatever it is you're trying to release, you're sending this message out to the universe. And it's very symbolic because it symbolizes trust. Right? It's showing that you're not going to come back and keep rereading it or keep dwelling on what you're trying to release, but you're giving it to the universe to handle and to take care of for you, and in their own time, right? I wish things were on our timeline, but they're not. So that would be my recommendation. And the reason I was saying Ganesh, they've got some beautiful chants online. I'll try to remember to find a link and add it to this video. But Ganesh is the deity for the remover of obstacles, and that's kind of the energy of what we're in right now, is removing obstacles and releasing those obstacles so that we can keep moving on step by step to our highest and our best. And yeah, I'm just wishing you a fabulous full moon.